Hello, this is Jer. I'm playing Oxygen Not Included. This is my second episode in the series of playing the Moonlet. I was going to say Kingdom Cluster. Last episode in Cycle 1, I created a barracks and a latrine. So every time my dupes use them each cycle, they're maintaining a +1 morale for each of those rooms. This cycle, I have a goal of doing some research. It's going to be the first research for this colony. I'm also going to build or dig out a path, some oxylite that's on the top right, so that I'll have some oxygen available in my base short term. The other thing that I'd like to do is get a path built out to the teleportation system, because I'll be using that. Alright, so now that scientist is generating some power, I can do some research. And the first thing I'm going to research is mess tables, so I can build a mess hall, increasing morale even more, and also providing a place for my dupes to be able to eat, since they look sad eating on the floor. Alright, how would you like to eat on the floor? So yeah, my dupes are building out a path to the teleportation system. I want to make sure that I build a path to both the input and output, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a dupe go over there, defrost a friend. They're going to have 3 skill points when they arrive. Normally when you print something out of the printing pod, a dupe only has 1 skill point, and I'm going to be able to use that to my advantage. I'm going to give them the critter ranching skill, because I'm concerned about the carnivore achievement, which requires me to eat 400,000 calories before end of cycle 100, which I've not done in the Moonlet. I keep wanting to say Kingdom Cluster. Different game maybe. Alright, so I now have a path out to the oxylite, so that is going to turn into oxygen and wear out eventually, but hopefully before then I'll have an alternate source of oxygen. So that is pretty much my goals achieved for cycle 1. On to cycle 2. I just realized in the last bit there I said that was the end of cycle 1. That was the end of cycle 2. And this is cycle 3. So what is the goal for cycle 3? That is to build this mess table and put it in a mess hall with the research that we just did in the last cycle. So I'm going to put that underneath the latrine, and they're going to have to dig out some plants in order to get access over there. Now I do want those mess tables to be in a room, ultimately creating the mess hall. So in order to do that, I need doors as anything else. But here I'm going to put in a double door. And that's just for ventilation purposes of getting the gas vented from this room to the rest of the base. So I'm going to stack them right there. Eventually I'll be able to use other tiles to do that, such as the mesh tiles, but I don't have the research for that at the moment. So I need 16 tiles dug out for this room, because the mess hall needs to be 16 tiles big. And there's 3 dupes in this base, so I each want them to use a mess table. And each table will be assigned to 1 dupe. So even if you have them eat at different times, they need to still have separate tables. Eventually, I'm going to turn this into a great hall, so I'm actually going to make sure that it is at least 32 tiles big. But at this point, once I have those 3 tables there, I already have 16 tiles. I can see it's a mess hall at this point. So at the end of the cycle, that's where my dupes will eat, getting a +3 to morale. And that's much better than the other 2 rooms with their +1, as mentioned anyway. So I'm going to add a 4th table and a 4th bed. Now I've got a loud sleeper. That is the engineer. So I'm going to make sure they're far over on the left, so that they're not keeping anyone else up at night. So there I am constructing or making sure the room's going to be big enough for a future Great Hall. Now, the other requirement for Great Hall is to have a recreational building. Water cooler will suffice, so I might as well get scientists started on that. And that's going to up it from +3 morale to +6. As I mentioned, it's not required at this point in the game, but why not? Actually, one of the benefits of having excess morale is sometimes you'll get them to produce their bonus traits. Sometimes they are more productive, or they run around faster. But anyway, I have the ability to print a new dupe. I'm not going to, because I'm not sure that I can feed them. And that is because I'm not planting anything in planter boxes. And that's because I want every achievement in this game. And requirement for that is the locavore achievement doesn't allow you to put anything in a planter box until you consume 400,000 calories. And we're in the Moonlet Kingdom cluster. Anyway, I keep saying that. We're in the Moonlet cluster, which means you don't have nearly as much random food to dig out to be able to eat. Anyways, we'll get to that in time. So I'm digging out a spot underneath the mess hall, and that's going to be for a future nature reserve, maybe a park initially. But anyway, that is going to have a door access. So research scientists are very good at their research. So I'm already able to do a decoration research. And if I put in a decoration item in this mess hall, that will turn it into a great hall along with it. So yeah, you need 32 tiles. You need a water cooler or any type of recreational building water cooler being one, and a decoration item of a certain value. But generally, if you have a planter box with a plant, that'll do it. So there they are eating in their mess hall, happy as can be. And that's going to end cycle 3 and on to cycle 4. See you in a bit. All right, this is cycle 4. And this is going to be the final cycle for this episode. And it's mostly going to be about teleportation. So I'm going to find out where the world that I can teleport to is. It's actually far away, which is nice. I prefer that because that means that I've got a teleportation device that goes a long distance. Teleportation device that goes a short distance is not as useful. I can send rockets out from 2 different locations that are far away, which is an advantage. But that's for a much later time. Let's send Rancher over to this world to investigate it. The first thing I'm going to do when they get there is make up a backup save, because the first thing that they will do is defrost a friend. And if I don't like this friend, I want to reload. And why might I not like it or like them? It just has to do with their negative trait. If they're a mouth breather or if they're bottomless stomach, I'm going to say nay. This one's shabby dresser. Yeah, whatever. Shabby dresser works. They are, I believe that just means that they're ugly. Look, they're cooker, decorator, farmer. Yeah, those skills or interests rather are fine by me. I'm going to call them Hugger. And you might wonder, why am I calling them Hugger? If you've seen some of my previous episodes, you probably already know why. But if you're curious, you're going to have to find out in a future episode. It does involve hugging, I'll tell you that much. But anyways, we'll save that for another day. So I have a teleportation system to go back, but the moment one dupe uses it, it has to recharge. So one dupe's going to actually be trapped here, temporarily. So they're going to have to have an outhouse and a cot while they're there. So yeah, teleportation system goes back to the homeworld. I was hoping it would go to the homeworld. It'd be confusing if it went somewhere else. I don't know why it shows you that. But anyway, that's how it is. I'm going to send Hugger back. So Hugger has 3 skill points because they're the ancient. You defrosted them from some other time. Unlike the other dupes that get printed, they only have 1 skill point. So I'm going to use that for ranching skills because there's a lot of pips around here. And I'm very happy about that. I don't think I've ever played this, the Moonlet cluster in this particular asteroid and found so many pips. So I'm very happy about this. I'm going to try to trap one of those pips in that bottom room there because I'm going to turn that into a nature reserve, which needs wild plants. Looking at research, but actually no, priority here is turning this mess hall into a great hall. And all I need to do is build 2 items. I need a water cooler and a plant box, a decoration, to be able to do that. So I'm going to make that a high priority because if I finish this by the end of the cycle, when they eat there, instead of getting a +3 for morale, they'll get a +6. So you can see the teleportation system is not functional, or rather it needs to be recharged. So all my dupe, the only requirement I have for them is survive. I have a ration box of food already sitting there, so it's just a matter of generating oxygen. There's a little bit of oxalate, but that will run out at some point. So I'm going to dig out some metal ore and algae. Over here, I'm going to put the oxygen diffuser, which is going to turn the algae into oxygen next to the ladder, because that'll be a good central place to send oxygen up and down this space. All right, so I've got a pip in this spot. If one of you dupes can close that door, this is perfect. So, oh damn, that pip must have heard me because he was like, "Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing your dirty business." So I'm building storage bin in there anyway, and I'll put some seeds and eventually get one of those pips in there. So up above my barracks, I'm going to have ranching places for food generation in the future. And I'm going to try to watch one of those pips go in this room, because I'm going to get an additional +6 to anyone who goes in Nature Reserve. Over on this world, we still don't have some metal ore, so I can't construct that oxidizer just yet. All right, I do have, so I have to plant something in order for that item to actually be enough decoration value to up that to be an actual great hall. Right now, it's still a mess hall. But the moment someone plants that, that is going to double the morale. Okay, so still just waiting to see if I can get a pip go through, but I think it's going to be another episode. That may just do it. They're going to get food. All right, that's it. I'll see you in another episode.
All right, let me debrief on this one. I have 3 things I really like. First of all, I have a world I can teleport to that is far away. That's going to help when I send rockets out farther in the future. Anyway, we'll see that much later on. The other 2 are going to help me more short term, particular with the carnivore achievement in this game. So one of that is I've defrosted a friend that has 3 skill points, so I can make them a critter rancher right away. So that is nice. The other thing is there's a lot of these pips that I have in this world. Didn't expect to get that many. So I'm feeling the chances of me getting the carnivore achievement, which I need to get in 100 cycles, or else I'll never be able to get it in this colony, has gone up significantly within this last few cycles. So anyway, if you like this series, want to see more, like, subscribe it. Hopefully see you in a future episode. This is Jared signing out.